Another day, another workout. I got asked the other day, do you ever get bored of it? Do you ever get sick of just doing it every single day? That's a valid question. You know, we show up every day and we just do this. And the answer is no, to be honest. Are there days that I don't want to do it? Yeah, 100%. There are days I don't want to do this. There are many days where I don't want to fucking bar of this, that I'm tired. You know, as I said to you the other day, the lack of sleep at the moment is real. There's stress, there's children, there's, you know, I'm still carrying a little bit of this walking pneumonia. Sleep is not what I'd call high-end quality at the moment. So there are days where I don't want to go in and I don't want to give it my all. But I always feel better for it. And that's always that thing, isn't it? That, especially with the workouts, with the fitness, all that kind of stuff, you always feel better for it. It's like therapy. Like, anyone who's a avid gym goer knows that working out, that pumping iron, that banging the steel, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is more than the act of getting fit, the act of being strong, being healthy, being any of those things. It's all the things that come with it. It's the confidence, it's the mood boost, it's the dopamine hit, it's the battling the demons, it's all that kind of stuff. Because anyone I find who has truly found and fell in love with working out has often found sanctuary in it. And I know that was the case for me. So I started working out when I was about 14. So I'll turn 33 this year. And I have done it every week, you know, since then. So what's that, 18 years-ish. And it's sanctuary. It's my safe place. It's my happy place. It's how I deal with the shit in the world. And I had people thinking I was weird when I was younger. Like when I was playing basketball and we had a bad loss, I would go into the gym afterwards and I would take out my frustration and my anger and my disappointment on the bar. And I think it's a great utilization of that, because not only can you deal with all the angst and the issues and the frustration of life through a healthy method, but it also then gives you returns. Like, we had a friend probably 18 months ago now. They went through a really hard breakup. And we're talking them through them and we're helping them with it. And I was like, many bodybuilders have been built on the back end of heartbreak, of sorrow and suffering. Take this pain and utilize it. Channel it into something good. Turn it into something that will improve your life. And I truly think that that's the power of the weight room. And so many people are like, it's boring, I don't like it, and I'm like, you're just looking at it wrong. As I said, there are days where I don't want to go because I'm tired, but I never don't enjoy the workout at the end. I like the challenge of it. I like the complexity of it. Granted, I write most of my programs as well, but I enjoy all of the things that come with it, that facing a new challenge, seeing how far I can push it that day, how much my muscles can take, the feeling when it's done, the pump, the dopamine, the endorphins that come with it. There is something about working out that cannot be paralleled in anything else. And I mean it when I say it saves lives. It saved my life. So when I was in high school, I was bullied, and look, This isn't a sob story. It isn't a woe is me. This ain't even a fucking victim story. It's just a reality of the fact. And at that time, I did not handle it. I did not handle it well at all. I was bullied, and oftentimes bullied by people who I thought were my friends as well. And it was rough. And I got to the point where I hated my life so much that I would come home every night and I would think about how I was going to kill myself. And I was honestly on that path, that if things didn't improve, I was just going to end my life. And I would find ways to not go to school. I would find ways to avoid all my responsibilities and everything associated with that. Honestly, the only reason that I probably kept going as long as I did was I was in love with basketball. I had the dream that I was going to be a professional basketball player, and I was obsessed. And it's what kept me on the straight and narrow kind of thing. Then, to this day, I don't know what prompted it and what caused it, but for Christmas that year, my father bought me a weight set. And it changed the entire trajectory of my life. It saved my life. Suddenly, lifting weights was my sanctuary. It was my safe place. It was that place that I could go home every day and I could take out all my frustration. I could take out my anger. I could take out my sadness. I could take that pain and make it physical, and I could channel it into something good. I could turn that hurt and I could see how much my body could take. And within 6 months, I'd outgrown the weight set that my father had bought me. It was one of those multi-purpose gym bench squat rack things that you just put in your garage. But I'd outgrown it. And I went and joined a gym. And this one thing, A, saved my life, but B, sparked the pursuit that I would spend the rest of my life on. I fell in love with the beauty and the complexity and the joy that fitness can make. It showed me that it can literally save a life and as well as change a life. And I have spent my whole life since then in love with it. It's what I do. When I graduated high school, my friends all went off to schoolies and I skipped that. And I went and got qualified as a personal trainer. I was 17 years old and everybody else is out partying and drinking, and I'm completed my HSC, and I went off and started learning. Got my Cert 4 in personal training and went to work. I got my first job in a gym, and it was shit house. Oh, it was fucking terrible. I was a gym floor instructor, and I was, 18 years old, and never really had to speak to people before. And suddenly the guy I was working for was like, you have to speak to 60 members a day. And I was like, fucking right, okay. So I learned real quick how to start conversations, how to connect with people, how to find out what they needed. And that began the whole journey. I eventually then went on I got my scholarship and I went to America and I played overseas. I played college basketball for Div 2 university. Greatest fucking experience of my life right there. It was incredible. But during that time, I still loved the weights. So I eventually conned my way into becoming a strength and conditioning coach at the university. Something that you're not meant to do without a BS in basically sports science or something of that nature. But they let me intern, and I spent my internship doing that and learning and doing all these kinds of things. And I loved it. I was training athletes. It's what I was called for. And even though I have pursued other avenues, my whole life was built off this one moment, this one thing that saved my life, that when I was in the deepest, darkest recesses of my mind and suffering and, it felt like the world was against me, I learned that through effort, through sweat, through consistency, I could always take back control. I could take back the control and own the situation. That it didn't matter what happened in life, that in that room, lifting those weights, I was in control. And I could focus on that, the one thing that I could control. And that's what I did. And I think that's a great metaphor for that life. And I think it's how we should all look at it. Because as I said, a lot of people whinge at me that they don't like working out. And I'm like, the second you work out what the value of working out is, where you can figure out that it's not just to have a six-pack or to get bigger or leaner or look a little bit better or be a little bit healthier or a bit stronger. If you can find it on all the levels, on the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the physical level, the things that it allows you to do, the areas that it builds your life, it will change your life. You will not only want it, you will crave it, that you will seek it, that you will need it in your life. And it's a game changer. And I don't know how to express it any other way. That it's beyond all the incredible benefits of it, but it is a benefit in itself. It is therapy at its highest good. It's turning pain and suffering into something of value. And I don't think that can be overstated. So, yeah, if you don't like working out, if you don't find enjoyment in it, this is your moment to find a better way. This is your moment to change your perspective and change the paradigm and find a way to enjoy this process. Because when you can find a reason and a joy in it, everything in it becomes better. So that's all I have for you on a very early 6 a.m. on my way to the gym, because I'm about to hit it. I'm about to go get my therapy. So I hope you enjoyed that. Standard platitudes. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, follow. If you're ready to take the next step, join the Daily Greatness. The link is in the bio. And if you're truly ready for something great, burn the boats and let's go all in. Until then.